Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 10 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram, or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just saw Aquaman. It is the sixth movie in the DC extended universe. To my knowledge, that's not even officially what Warner Brothers has titled their shared comic book movie universe. But that's besides the point. Completely different video, maybe a podcast discussion, man. It stars Jason Momoa, Amber Heard, Willem Dafoe, Patrick Wilson, Nicole Kidman, Timura Morrison, Jango Fett from Attack of the Clones, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, mispronunciations all across the board, Randall Park, Luddy Lin, Jaimin Hansu, and Graham McTavish. It's directed by James Wan, who has done quite a bit across multiple genres, if you ask me. He directed the original Saw, he directed The Conjuring, the original Insidious, he directed Furious 7, and I feel like there's like one more I'm like forgetting. But if you want to get a shout out, in my review of Holmes and Watson, it's like 4 days away, but it's still after the box office comes out. Stay tuned to the end of the video to figure out how you can do that. So without giving any spoilers away, it's kind of like the Justice League Throne of Atlantis animated movie. King Orm, ruler of Atlantis, wants to bring war to the surface world, to the land world, to the above water dwellers. And Arthur Curry has to do one certain thing so he can take the throne and stop the war. And he doesn't want to, but with some help and some guidance and a little push, he might. I could go on a little rant about the way that Warner Brothers has handled their DC shared universe. Aquaman was like my least anticipated hero to see in Justice League, because the trailers just had him as like this quippy badass hero who doesn't want to be a hero who's not really a hero, but he's there and he's spouting off one-liners. And I mean, after the movie, like, I didn't hate him. I didn't hate Jason Momoa's performance. And like that too, like, I'm not a big fan of really anybody in this cast. Like Willem Dafoe obviously has a storied career. But like, I feel like all of Jason Momoa's star power comes off Game of Thrones. Amber Heard hasn't really done that much that's impressed me. I like Pineapple Express, and she could be any actress, and I'd still like that movie. But there's nothing that she's blown me away in. Like, I'm telling you, like, my two favorite Amber Heard movies before this were probably Pineapple Express and Machete Kills. But I was surprised, man. Like, Jason Momoa was really good in this role. Like, where all the focus is on him and they don't cut back and forth. There's a line of dialogue where it makes it seem like this movie takes place before Justice League, but there's another line of dialogue that confirms it is definitely after Justice League. And I mean, like, I don't think there's any bad performances in this movie. Amber Heard is really good as Mara. She's a badass. Like, in the interviews that have been coming out, she's not a damsel in distress. She doesn't need rescuing. She fights alongside Arthur Curry, and she kicks ass. I like the fight scenes. There are a couple Black Manta fight scenes that are very dope. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who was like one of the brighter spots of Baywatch, kills it as Black Manta. They set him up to be the sequel main villain, And if they bail on that and introduce like Ocean Master coming back or a brand new villain, like nah, like don't do that. Like let Black Manta get his time to shine. Like he has the motivation to come for Arthur Curry's head. They set it up in the beginning. He pops up in another fight scene or two. Like it's very dope. I love what James Wan did with this movie as far as direction, and like I honestly feel like James Wan is the reason why this movie is good. Um, like he gets the performances that make Aquaman not be a joke anymore. Like Aquaman has always been the joke of comic book heroes. Not anymore, man. Aquaman is a dope hero. Whatever the embargo, when the embargo was lifted, a lot of early feedback was kind of overhyping this to me. Oh, it's the best comic book movie of the year. It's better than Infinity War. It's better than Black Panther. I'm not going that far. It's a damn good comic book movie, but I don't have it ranked higher than I have it ranked higher than one comic book movie this year, and I don't think it'd be that hard for a lot of people to guess. But as far as like out of 5, if you go back and like watch my reviews for every comic book movie this year, it is ranked way higher than the my least favorite comic book movie this year. Visually, it's very dope. Like it has to be. Most of it takes place underwater. Like at the beginning, I was trying to like see like is there some type of liquid in every scene in this movie? But obviously, like it's a 2 hour 20 minute movie, man. I lost track. But the underwater scenes are very cool. Visually, this movie looks amazing. Um, like I said, Ocean Master's armor is very dope. I think both villains look comic accurate and look really cool. The Aquaman armor is really cool. There's a third act plot twist that I didn't expect that was also very cool. This is a very cool movie. Like I don't have any complaints with it. I think the DC, like it's not as dark or as serious in tone as Batman vs Superman. The humor hits. It's not forced down your throat and like feels out of place like Justice League or Suicide Squad. I think the humor is real natural, more like Wonder Woman. There's one, like I'm not gonna spoil the gag, but it's just in the trailers where the guys approach him. Hey, aren't you that fish boy? Like that ends up being funnier than the trailers let on. The humor works, man. I like the writing. I like the dialogue. It wasn't like Jason Momoa didn't come off quippy or like how I thought he was in Justice League. I like Aquaman more in this movie than I did in Justice League. Like his best line in Justice League, "Dressed like a bat." I dig it. He's still hard drinking, fighting, like doesn't want the responsibility, but will save the day until he absolutely has to. There's a cool mid credit scene that sets up a sequel, and again, like I don't like the direction that the DC extended universe is heading because at the end in Justice League something monumental happened. Henry Cavill was told, hey, we have no plans to put you in a movie anytime soon. So we're not going to see a resolution from what happened in Justice League for a very long time. And I think that's idiotic, man. Like, we get Shazam that looks amazing in April. 14 months later, we get a Wonder Woman sequel. And I think in between there, I think we get the Birds of Prey movie, which, if that title holds up, it's really just going to be Harley Quinn and Friends. So it might as well be Suicide Squad 2. So I mean, we'll see, man. But Aquaman, man. With all that being said, in my opinion, I will say that Aquaman is dope. I'm not riding high. I'm not overhyping it. I think it is a strong 4 out of 5. I think it's my third favorite movie in the DCEU. I think, I think the future it can be bright depending on how these next few movies are handled. They gotta get a hold on Batman, Superman, Flash, introduce Green Lantern. Stop aiming at specific groups and demographics, man, and just let your characters build the universe. I think Aquaman is a great semi restart to that. Great semi like takes the universe in a new direction. Like it furthers the universe, unlike Suicide Squad. Have you seen Aquaman? What you think about it, man? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. If you want that shout outs within $2 million higher or lower before Sunday noon Central Time, how much will Aquaman make opening weekend, man? Be the first, be the closest, get your guesses in, and you will get shouted Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever I can see Holmes and Watson. Top 3 favorite movies of the fourth quarter, top 10 movies of the year, Rec League Podcast episode 10, Blu-ray collection update, 10 most anticipated movies of 2019, man. It's all on the way, man. Like, subscribe, comments. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me? Watch these credits. Peace.